Tom Clark's main event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is the one and only Tom Clark's main event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. You caught me playing with the volume. Let's face it, you've caught me doing far worse. That's a Iron Man reference if you can't pick up on that. What's up, kids? Happy Friday to you one and all. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me today. I am Tom Clark. This is my show. Yes, we are live on the Facebook, on the interwebs. This is episode number 282, baby. Tom in the house. I've had a haircut. I've had a beard trim. I look good, don't I? Don't lie. Don't lie. You're not going to embarrass me. It's all right. Keep it coming. I take alls I can get. All right? I take alls I can get. Again, happy Friday. Let's get some. I'm in a pretty good mood. How's your week been? I've had a pretty good week. I got no complaints, baby. Let's say hello to everybody. Who's the first one out the gate? Triple R, Renato Ramirez Rodriguez. Just when you think his name's over, you're wrong. It keeps on going. Thank you for hanging out, my friend Sugar Shane. Chad Too Bad, what's up? Alicia D. Byers Brown, how are you doing? David Down Under, how's life in Australia these days, my friend? Ray All Day, what's good, my friend? Good to see you. Carlos Martinez. Will being salty about last week. It's all right. I'll be honest with you, kids, man. I had an opportunity last week to hang out with a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a bit and have dinner with him. And it was kind of a last minute thing, and I wasn't going to say no. I would love to have done the show last week, but as you guys and gals know, I tend to stay pretty darn busy, yes? But it's all good, man. We are back this week, ready to talk some pro wrestling. Jamel in Vegas, what's up? Good to see you. What's up, Robbie? Oh, man, you're too kind. Jamel, I miss being here. Brenda, how are you? Hey to you. How are you doing? Chad Too Bad says, I've been away for a few weeks. Anything happened World Pro? Nothing. No. You haven't missed anything. Ray, what's up? Ryan, excuse me. Ryan says, what's good? Took a year off on Facebook. Good God. A year. You couldn't have come back just for the show. My God in heaven. Do I have to play the bass to get people to stay? That might get people to leave. I'm going to be honest with you. What's up? Ron, my apologies on the live feed last night, my friend. I didn't get wrapped up with the job till late in the day. My apologies. Please don't think I don't see stuff. I saw it way after the fact. My apologies for not being there, dude. My apologies. What's up, Marie? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more. How are you? Friend of the show. I'm a friend of her show, Peaches and Power Bombs. Go check it out. Cody, what's up, dude? You going to be there tomorrow, Cody? Yes? What's good, Tim? Good to see you, my friend. Dwayne says, do you think Drew will be the next Undisputed Champ? No. I mean, we're going early with the questions, aren't we? It's all right. Hey, listen, man. Listen, for everybody here, before we start digging in this week, do the old man a favor. Smash the like button. Smash the ever-loving devil out of it till you almost break the phone. Would you? Smash it as if your lives depended on it, okay? And then share. And also, while you're doing those two things, hit that notifications bell so you know when your boy goes live. It means loads to me. Jeff Villaquette. Have you ever watched? What's up, man? Thanks for watching, dude. Ryan says he came back to see my pretty face. I got a face made for radio, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. Tammy, what's going on? Good to see you. Marcus says they will not take the titles off Roman Reigns until after he faces The Rock. Man, we're already talking about The Rock and whatnot. We just got cranking. All right, we're going to do something a little bit different here this week. Can you hear the rain? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can you hear the rain outside the window? It's not good. It rains here every day anymore. Absolute insanity. Every day it rains, man. Every day. We're all just going to be washed away. Washed away. I'm going to have to go build a big honking boat to load 2 of each animal in, dude. That's how bad it's getting here in the Carolinas. Honestly, it's revenge. God going to wash us away. You want to know why? You know why. You can just about guess why, right? The topic of this week's show, bam, Ask Tom Anything. Have you heard of AMAs? Ask Me Anything? Well, this is the ATA, the first ever edition of the ATA. Ask Tom Anything. Keep it clean. I'm PG, baby. I don't work blue here on the show, so keep it clean. But you've got less than an hour. Clock's ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Ask Tom Anything. Oh, my God. This is going to be too much fun. I'm ready to pass out already just from the pure excitement of the whole thing. And I'm parched already. Can you believe that? Parched. No coffee this time. I've had 2 cups today. All right. Dwayne says, been raining here in Mississippi for a week straight. Good heavens. You can have it. Meanwhile, Jamel in Vegas is roasting alive. I just watched The Hangover, Jamel. Speaking of Vegas, Phil and I recorded an episode of the 6M podcast last night, the first Hangover. We're going to do the trilogy. By the way, in case you don't know, shameless plug time, Tom Clark's 6M podcast. That's movies. Here we go. Movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. Okay, it's available on all the major platforms, just like the main event. Please go subscribe and download. I guarantee you, you'll find something in the archives to quench your thirst. We're up to episode 105, I think. I guarantee you'll find something, if only one episode, that you'll enjoy. I promise you. We cover lots of stuff. And anyone here that's subscribed, first of all, thank you. You guys are awesome. Appreciate that. But I'm sure they could testify to the fact that we keep it entertaining. We're going to begin with Chad Too Bad. Is Bray Wyatt coming back to WWE? Smart Money says yes. You know what I'm going to get? I'm going to order it today. The Magic 8 Ball. I need the Magic 8 Ball. It'd be a great show. I'm going to do it right now. This moment of silence, or I should say this moment of ordering on Amazon, brought to you by your friends at Tom Clark's Main Event. Dude, let me just tell you something. I haven't had one of these since I was a kid. And, you know, Daddy needs a Magic 8 Ball. Man, they've got there's different versions of it now. I need the good old-fashioned original classic Magic 8 Ball. I'm going to order it as we're sitting here. How fun is this? It's crazy fun's what it is. Yeah. Oh, dude. I got to get me a Magic 8 Ball. Where was I? Sorry, Chad. I left you hanging. And I don't have a scoop for you, but my Smart Money says he's going back to WWE. I think it's the best platform for him, if I'm being straight. I think they could do the most with the character work that he does. Not that I don't think anybody else could. I think New Japan could to a certain extent, but New Japan doesn't do a lot of, not a lot. They don't do really any promos in that company. So that's kind of an issue there. I think he'd get over in Japan because of the gimmick in a heartbeat, whatever gimmick that would be. Because it wouldn't be the Fiend, yes. Would he get over in AEW? Absolutely. But how soon before he gets lost in the mix of all the stars already there? I think WWE would be the best place for him. Ron says, you think Punk got squashed because he didn't want to do the job? No, I don't. No. And I don't see that as a squash. People are using this, is not against you, Ron. People use certain words, and I don't think they know what the words mean. Nothing against you. I don't view that as a squash, in my humble opinion. I think it was exactly what it needed to be. I think Moxley needed to be strong. I think he needed to look like the dominant champion slash fighter they portrayed him to be. Was I surprised by it? Absolutely. I didn't see it coming. I don't think any of us did. But to their credit, man, it's good sometimes to change it up. You know what I mean? Had we got a 25-minute epic, we probably would have been happy with that. But this keeps things different, man. And what story are they telling? Look, this is not directed to anybody. This is just me talking. No matter what happens in the ring, no matter how upset people may get or go, and they're like blowing smoke out of their ears and whatnot, always ask yourself a question if you can, if possible, okay? Because I know this stuff can be insanely frustrating. I get it. What story are they attempting to tell here? Because I honestly don't know. What's the story they're trying to tell with Punk here? The way he looked over his shoulder at the ring as if to say, I don't know if I can do this again. I can't believe it went like this. What am I going to do now? You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I like that it's a different. Plus, we got that fantastic main event. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. John should have won, in my opinion. I think that he just like they carried the ball when John was out in rehab and getting himself cleaned up. Punk carried the ball. John carried the ball when Punk's been out. I don't see a whole lot of difference there. That's just one guy's opinion, kids. Ray says, "Where is the boy? The boy stays up all night, every night. Not anymore. School starts back for him Monday. I got a vicious sneeze coming on. It's going to be heinous." He's downstairs asleep because he doesn't sleep all night. What did you think of that jerk Sammy fighting with Eddie when will King Cole return? It's very funny about the Adam Cole situation. I don't know what's going on with that, but him and Red Dragon disappeared as soon as they turned heel, which is very odd. I like Sammy a lot. Sammy's in the right company, kids. He really is. And again, it's not to suggest he couldn't do something somewhere else, but he's pretty happy. He seems to be. And I mean, honestly, I think he's in the right company. I've always liked Sammy, dude. Alicia says, do they put the women's championship back on Britt or let someone new have it? I don't know. It's interesting to see what's going to happen with her. I'm not sure what's going on with Thunder Rosa. That was out of the blue. The emotion seemed very real on Dynamite, didn't it? And now her Twitter account is being done by someone else, supposedly, not by her. I'm not sure what's going on there. Dave said, I'm starting to say that the grass isn't always green with AW. To each his own. To each his own. You can like what you want to like. You can not like what you want to not like. It's completely fine with me. I don't have any ill will toward anybody. If it's not your bag, I get it. I've been very honest and forthright through the course of this show since 2014. I spent a lot of years writing about WWE, a lot of years watching, a lot of sleep lost, staying up all night writing column after column after column, churning out anywhere from 10 to 13 columns a week. And 99.9% of the things I wrote was on WWE because that's the only game in town at the time that was worth writing about that people wanted to read. And I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, focused a lot of frustration, a lot of I'll give him another shot. Oh, I'm gonna hang in there. I did it for a long time and I'm just done. I don't watch WWE anymore. It doesn't mean I want anything bad for that company. I'd love to see them continue and keep doing their thing. I'd like to see the product get better. And I hear that it is. Ratings are up. I think that's great. I don't wish any ill will on toward them at all. The guy I wasn't happy with is out of the picture now. So that's another comment, another topic for another day. But just because I wish them well doesn't mean I want any other companies to fail. You know what I mean? I want AEW to get bigger. I want New Japan to keep expanding. I want Impact to go live again. I want Impact to get out of that building and get somewhere else and go on the road. I want them to get bigger. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. I want the business to grow as much as possible. Ron says Wyatt 6 beats Mox in Chicago at All Out. There's ways they can go with it. I'd like a surprise. I'm not going to lie to you. Charlotte, good evening to you. Good to see you. Tim, what's up? Good friend of the show, says, where is one thing You're seeing that Bailey has improved from her time from NXT to now. She's just more confident. Not that she didn't have to begin with, but she's confident in who she is. She's comfortable in her own skin. I still want Ponytail Bailey back. Call me an old softy. I want the wavy two men back. It's just me. I like that Bailey much better than soccer mom haircut Bailey. It's how I am. It's how I feel. I love that Bailey. I like this Bailey. I loved that Bailey, if I'm being straight. That's just personal taste, man. Personal taste. Ryan says, who is your most and least favorite wrestler of all time? Ooh. I've said for years that Dusty's my man. For a lot of reasons that I went into detail on here on the pod since 2014 and before and since. Dusty's my man. I'm always a fan of Dusty for all time. It's funny, man. Whenever I hear the word favorite, I'm always like, what's favorite mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Favorite in terms of who gets to me the most. Dusty could make me cry. I'm just being honest. Dusty could make me cry. He still can. Dusty grabs me. Punk grabs me in a different kind of way, but he still grabs me. Austin could tap into something that Dusty could, that Punk could, but it was different with Austin. Who's my favorite? I mean, it's got to be Dusty. Least favorite? I don't know if I want to go that route, if I'm being honest with you, Ryan. I don't know if I want to throw shade. I've thrown shade here before. You know I have, but I think I've thrown it for the right reasons. I don't think I've ever thrown it because I've said, someone is a horrible person. I've just said that I flat out said that some people have no business being in the ring. But I always made sure to begin and end that comment with, this is not a direct, commentary on this person as a person. It is my opinion of their in-ring ability. And I've said that plenty of times. I don't really feel like throwing anybody under the bus, though, but I appreciate your question. Robbie says The Rock is branching off dark side of the ring with a series called Tales from the Territories. I saw that. And aren't we all kicking ourselves that we didn't think of it first? Yes, we are. Which wrestler story from the Territories would you want to see the most? That's an excellent question because you know me, kids. I'm a Territories kind of guy. I'm a Crockett kid. Always have been, always will be. Who's somebody that we didn't... Gosh, I don't know. You know what? Give me Sam Houston. And I've heard things over the years, and I know a little bit. Give me some Sam Houston. I'd like to see Sam's story. What was it like rubbing shoulders with Dusty Rhodes and Magnum, and as Tully would call them, the Risky Business Boys? You know what I mean? I think that'd be an interesting, fascinating story to hear. In Sam's words, I'd like to hear that story. A lot of the other stuff I already kind of know. I don't know. It's a good question. God, it's an excellent question. How about the New Breed? Anybody remember that kind of wackadoodle NWA tag team who I didn't think were bad in the ring at all? But honestly, to be fair, I haven't watched their work in years. And it could be a train wreck at this point. I don't know. I don't know. Ray says, you think Kenny is hurt or a work, and how great is Will Ospreay? I've been watching Will for several years now, Ray. He's among the elite in the world. I've seen Slim J and when Evolve was still running shows. My first exposure to Slim J, so that was several years ago as well. I've always liked that kid. I have, because I get it. First time I saw him, by the way, the exact same gear, the wife beater and the black denim pants, exact same gear. That's the truth. First time I saw him was in a was it Concord? I think it was Concord. Took my kid. I think it was 2017, I believe. 2017, 2018. First time I saw Slim J. I like him. And no, I don't know for sure, Ray. You guys know how I roll, right? I don't give you absolutes on anything unless I absolutely know. I don't think that Kenny is nursing any injuries. I think the kinesio tape and all that is just meant to put over how banged up he was. And it leaves questions hanging in the air for the matches that he's going to start getting into down the road. Ooh, these are injuries that his opponents can exploit. And how banged up is he? And is he truly back? Is he truly back 100%? There you go. They said, I think these guys not working house shows in AW hurts performance because they're only working once a week. That's fine, Dave, but how many of these guys are allowed to work independent shows? I don't think it's as much as it used to be. And honestly, your definition of hurting the performers may not be someone else's definition. Do you see where I'm coming from? What may or may not be working for you might be working for somebody else. But to that point, if you're seeing matches where spots are missed, that happens in the big other company too. It does. I mean, it just now WWE in my opinion is overproduced. They actually physically get in the ring and run through matches and record them because they don't really call anything in the ring in that company. Everything's scripted out ahead of time. It's produced. There's producers for each match, which is it's how they've done business for years. But AEW doesn't do business that way. And honestly, to their credit, how many times have we walked away from an AEW show going, "That's maybe the best match I've ever seen"? Now you'll occasionally get one that's a little rough here and there. I get where you're coming from. Do I think a house show schedule would be good? Look, if they could do that and make money, if they could do those things and make it work, do it. You know what I mean? Whether or not it's feasible for them at this time, I really don't know. Murray says 80 was 100% unprofessional, which he has said himself. Sammy is 20 something. At that age, you say stuff without thinking. Let's move on from the schoolyard fight, children. Oh, who's going at each other right now? Good heavens. Look, I've said this before. I like Eddie as well. And I forget where I said this. I think I said this with Phil last Friday, actually, on the main event. And I'm not saying I want anything to happen to the guy. I don't. But when you have a locker room and CM Punk is in that locker room, Bryan Danielson's in that locker room, Adam Cole is in that locker room, John Moxley's in that locker room. I mean, Kenny Omega's in that locker room. Sting is in that locker room. When you look and sound like Eddie Kingston looks and sounds like, and please don't take any disrespect to this, anybody. And if Eddie heard this, he'd flip me off and curse me out and want to slap me. I get it. But I don't mean it any kind of way. I guess what I'm getting at is not from my perspective, but from the higher ups perspective. Would anybody around him be looking down on him? Maybe because he doesn't look like the prototypical superstar. Maybe because he doesn't. Do you see where I'm coming from? Maybe because in their eyes, his drawing power is not up here with a lot of the other guys. So maybe he shouldn't shoot off his mouth as much. Now, I didn't say that. It does, however, make me curious sometimes. Because look, as much as we hear little things about that locker room occasionally, look, not everyone gets along, kids. You guys know that, right? Not everybody's buddy. In real life, is everybody buddy? It's your job. I mean, it happens, right? So I wonder. I'm not saying, well, Eddie should be quiet because he should count his stars, lucky stars he's there. I don't believe that. I think Eddie earned his spot in that company. I do. And I don't think he should ever be removed for speaking his mind. However, there is a limit to how much somebody should and shouldn't say. When you start taking cheap shots, and I haven't looked in, I'm just saying, when you start taking cheap shots, making things personal, going after somebody when you don't need to go after them, that's going to create dissension. And eventually it will no longer be up to the promoter. It'll be up to the locker room who says, that's it. I won't work with him anymore. Because, brother, let me tell you something. If I've got any workers watching this show right now, watching after the fact, you know this to be true. When a guy is told, I'm not going to work him anymore, or I'm not going to work with that guy over there anymore, that's a death sentence. That's a death sentence. It's over. Especially if the guys saying it are your draws. I'm not saying that's going on with Eddie. That's just an observation I made last week. Doesn't mean I want it to come true. I don't. I like him. I think he serves a purpose. If for no other reason, nobody looks and sounds like Eddie does in that company. That's a compliment. I don't mean it to be negative. I think you need diversity. I think you need a choice. I mean, pro wrestling's a buffet. Your locker room should be a buffet. It shouldn't be a bunch of dudes that sound and look just alike. I don't want that. So yeah. Who else we got? Cherie. Hello, Cherie. Will the trios match next week be a 5-star match? You better believe it, sister. That was an easy one. Josh McManus, good Friday to you, sir. What's up, Wilf? Thanks for hanging out. Her promos have gotten better, Alicia says. Who are we talking about? Whose promos have gotten better? Rosa? Is that who we're talking about? Superstar Dundee, Shane says, for the Tales from the Territories. I'll take that. That'd be a good one. Well, by the way, the answer is yes. I was going to say, can they get Lawler? They'll get Lawler because it's Rock. Yeah, for sure. Tim says Impact has been about. Well, thank you, Tim. Shows you how much I've not been paying attention. I was watching Impact there for a while. I got a couple of their pay-per-views. I forget what shows they were. My apologies. A couple in a row. They're really good. Look it. I again, kids. I don't want any company to fail, no matter whose company that is. I just don't. I want Impact to. And look, Impact stayed the course. Impact outlasted Ring of Honor. Well, yeah. Technically speaking, they did, right? Mike says, just curious, how do you comment? I'm not commenting on them, am I? Am I commenting on them? My comment was that I don't watch them anymore. That doesn't mean I don't know what's going on. See how that works? I get where you're coming from. I appreciate your question. Notice how I'm not bashing them. You know those guys those critics that are, what is it? Not critics, but like people who will like pick at a film because of its objectionable content and like this movie, screw this movie. And then like someone said, well, have you seen it? No. You're like, how can you criticize this film if you haven't seen it? I get where you're coming from. Scott from the Hashtag Truth Podcast. Batman or Superman? Batman or Superman? Spider-Man. That's how I answer that. See what I did there? It's good. If I had to choose, I'd say Batman every day and twice on Sunday. I just can't. The idea of an immortal, invulnerable, one thing can kill him and there's only so much of it left. And magic can make him think he's crazy. Come on. How do I relate to someone that can get shot in the face and not feel a thing? Know what I mean? That's always been my problem with that with Superman. What's up, Eric Jackson? You are late. You don't get a cookie this time. We all had cookies. You missed out. Anthony Feliciano, great name. Just for fun. I like. You know how I like you said that? Just for fun. Best finisher in WWE and AEW. Ooh, baby. What's a finisher anymore? There's a fun question because everybody kicks out of everything, right? It's true. Yikes. God, that sucks. Because you're putting me on a spot, man. You are putting me on the spot. I mean, what do I say? Do I say okay, can I give you all right. God, I don't, dude. Oh, you're killing me. What's the best finisher? All right, so if you're going to categorize this, technically speaking, how's my hair, by the way? It's driving me crazy. I'm so vain, aren't I? It's ridiculous. You guys know how I roll. It's all good. Where was I? Ah, yes. How do you categorize the best finisher? Is the best finisher one that's a logical finish that you could hit on any guy of any size, any height? Then you had to say the Stone Cold Stunner would be the best finisher because you can hit that on anybody technically. Know what I mean? But you're asking, you didn't ask me for my favorite, which is, you asked for the best. I don't know, dude. If we're talking logically speaking, I would say the Kimura is a logical finishing move. It's a logical submission because it takes no cooperation. The Stunner takes cooperation, however. Now the trick here, you guys know, you kick to the gut, it doubles the dude over, and then when you pull them down, you are pulling them down. Truth is, Get the guy giving the stunner doesn't pull anybody down. He just sits down. And then the guy's job taking the move is to fall with him. Now that takes cooperation. The Rainmaker clothesline by Kazuchika Okada. Problem with that is it takes cooperation to take a back bump. So if you're going to get really, really technical about it, the mandible claw would be the most believable finisher of all time because it's a real thing. What happens is the two fingers go to the back of the tongue. There's a base of nerves at the back of the tongue that when enough pressure is applied directly, you can legit pass out. That's the true story. See how deep I went with that? You can only get those kind of long-winded, insanely going too deep answers here on Tom Clark's Main Event. You won't get that anywhere else. Here on Tom Clark's Main Event, we give you crap you didn't even ask for. Marie says, do you think they're going to use the Mox Punk thing to bring back MJF? I don't hate that at all. Brino Royce, kids. You've seen Brino here on the show. Brino was with us 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Brino, I'm going to see you tomorrow, dude. Please welcome Brino Royce to the show. Tomorrow he'll be facing Kay Holiday at HVW Inferno. No, we're not streaming live this time, kids. The show will be recorded this time and uploaded after the fact. Want to know why? Because internet signals suck. Wi-Fi is lousy. Griffith says, who do you think going to win the trios titles? I'd say Death Triangle. They're out of it now, aren't they? United Empire would make sense. Best Friends in Orange Cassidy? That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, dude. I saw Magnum at the Crockett Cup in Concord that year. Concord? Yeah. Didn't get to meet him. I didn't do meet and greets that year. Me and my kid were there for the Crockett Cup. That was the year that they had done up the ring aprons, the ring skirts to look like the old school NWA letters. It was Nick Aldis and Marty Skrull. Ooh, what a match. What a match. What team is... Oh, you know what? I'm taking that nasty comment down. How dare you? Where'd you go, Lance? Okada said Will Ospreay will replace him. Is that what you mean by that, Lance? Lance, by the way, kids from the Dudes at Ringside Wrestling podcast. I not only podcast, I inspires podcasters. They get a load of this and they say, I want to do that. If that doofus can do it, anyone can do it. I've inspired podcasts. I'm very humbled by that. I don't take any credit for any of it because all I do is get on camera and act like a bumbling buffoon. But for some reason, people tend to dig it. Now, I've not gotten rich off of it. I'm still waiting for that check. They keep saying it's in the mail. It's not shown up yet. Nonsense is what I say. Shenanigans. But it's a great honor for people to tell me that I've inspired them to podcast. Rob said, I'd like to see a Scandal Akbar story. When WWE put out the world-class video, do I have it right here? I do not. Do I? Do I have it right here? I've got, because I'm still old school. I don't buy them anymore, yes, but because I do everything digitally now, right? But I still have a ton of pro wrestling content and DVDs of all kinds. And I don't have the World Class Championship Wrestling in front of me right now. If you get your hands on that, it's really good, dude. It's really, really good, by the way. Scandal Akbar kind of narrates a big chunk of it. It's worth your time. It's worth your time. All right, A, let's see if you did right by me this time. What would you choose a date to chill with? Who? Oh, he's going after you, Ray. I mean, I love Adam Cole as much as the next Ray Dean does, but I'm not going to give away $2 million in a cruise with the family Tim says, you're in San Antonio? How did I not know you were in Tejas there, freaking Tim? I didn't know that. Shane says, Tom, who had the better sliding elbow drop, The Rock or Nature Boy Buddy Landale? You're talking about the corkscrew elbow drop? Because Buddy had a beautiful corkscrew elbow drop. Beautiful. I was a big fan of that. Still am. Oh, Alicia, language. Earmuffs. Earmuffs, kids. Dustin versus Claudio is going to be tremendous. I, as well, cannot wait. People shouldn't crucify this. Man, are we still talking about that? Yikes. Yeah, Impact did get bought a couple of times. Yeah. I got to give him a chance again. But honestly, man, I've got for TV, I use Hulu. I have a Hulu package, right? And Impact is not, Access TV is not on there for whatever reason. I would do their streaming service, but honestly, I've got way too many streaming services at this point. I'm gonna go broke with all the streaming services. Ray's already hit me with the question at the bottom of the hour. Ray, dang. 2-pack or DMX? DMX every time. And part 2, Digital Underground or House of Pain? Digital Underground. And if Adam Cole came to your house and provided a laundry service for free and then want to give one to a friend, can I have? Sure. Later wanted to get grilled salmon and mixed veggies. Can I have as well? Sure. Grilled salmon and mixed veggies sounds delicious right about now. He says, did you treat dog extra special day? Oh, today's National Dog. I didn't know that. I'm sweet. I'm great to my dog every day, E. Don't even be suggesting I'm not, pal. Pal. Stunner, Diamond Cutter, RKO, Osaka Cutter, the Cody Cutter. Yeah. It's been called a lot of things. Just the Cutter. Favorite finisher? Oh, Anthony, you're killing me. Favorite finisher. I feel like I know. You know what I mean? Like it's a quiz. I feel like I know, but for some reason I can't think of what my favorite finisher is. Dude, I don't know. Dang. That's ridiculous. Favorite finisher. Doomsday Device. It's death defying, right? I think maybe the Doomsday Device is my favorite finisher because it was impactful to say the least. It was death defying. It was career ending. I shouldn't laugh about it. It's the Road Warriors. Shut up. You know what I mean? Ah, man, that's all I can do. That's all I can do. Dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, fine. Favorite finisher. All right, this is the last time, Anthony. Freak. Favorite finisher in AEW. I'll say the big rig. I like the big rig because kind of like the 3D. I'm going with tag teams. I'm a tag team guy. The other half. Which Peach are you, by the way? Are you Peach 1 or Peach 2? You guys should be like a mass tag team. You know, like the ho-ho, or not the ho, you know. Oh God, that came out wrong. My apologies. Like the hey number 1 and the hey number 2. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like Thunderfoot. Remember Thunderfoot? You know who Thunderfoot was? Question and answer time. Sugar Shane, where are you? Thunderfoot. Original Thunderfoot. Go. No Googling. You ought to know this. Don't Google. Don't cheat. God hates cheaters. Truth. True story. But like you'd have like Thunderfoot 1 and Thunderfoot 2. So you got like are you the first Peach? Because I'm the third one. See? I'm comfortable in my manhood, baby. I know who I is. I have no problem. Toby finally decided to show up. Freaking Toby with your freaking Dallas Cowboys logo. Just soiling up my timeline. I'm just playing with you. I'm really not. But I am. You know how it's the uncomfortable Staying with it too long. Gets him every time. Carl says, what do you think? Just heard the network wants AEW to cut out the cursing. I don't think they need to curse. You might be asking the wrong guy. I don't think they need to curse. Back in the day when I was a heel manager, I didn't curse. Number one, the groups I'd run with, the companies, we didn't. Not a lot of cursing was allowed. The basics could be said, but that was it. I didn't believe in the cursing because my view on it has always been, if I can't get over any other way except cursing, then I'm not very good at my job. And I'm not saying anyone in AEW is using it to get over. I don't believe that they are. I think that they're just using it for effect. You know what I mean? You want to talk about cursing? Go check out New Japan, baby. There's some cursing, dude. They let all hang out. You want to know why? Because people in Japan, they don't view things like we do. It's a different culture. You can say the F-bomb 100 times in front of those fans. They don't even flinch. Doesn't really matter to them. You know what I mean? Remember, kids, they're just words. If you're offended by the word turnip, and every time you hear it, you see red, and people are going, you're offended by the word turnip? Sometimes I feel that way about curse words toward other things too. It's just a word. Doesn't really mean anything. It really doesn't. Someone at some point made that word up. It's the intention behind the word that means something, right? It's the intention behind the word. I've taught my kids since day one, words can only hurt if you let them hurt. Letting words hurt you gives power to someone else. You're giving power to the person that used those words on you. No one's going to have power over me. Believe that. I won't have it. Man, where'd that come from? Tim says, your impression on Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland as tag team champ. I love both guys. I'm not sure where they're going with this. I feel like I can predict there's going to be a split in their future. You know, but we'll see. We'll see. I love them a lot. Always been friends. Always been a fan. Ray says, Naughty by Nature or De La Soul? De La Soul. Part 2, Nas or Biggie? And if Adam... Oh, you didn't finish! I'll go Biggie over Nas. I like Nas, but... Frog Splash has been overused since Eddie passed away, E. And I know people do it in tribute to him, so that's why I can't be too upset with it. Oh, there you are, Ray. If Adam Cole came to your house and gave you a free trip to Paris and wanted to give another, could I have? Sure. And later wanted to get a Beyond Burger and salad, could I? Oh, absolutely. We'll all three have Beyond Burgers together. Toby says, the best current move in wrestling is sweet hit music because I need Tony to give it to me. I see what you did there. Laura says Canadian Destroyer is mine, but it's been overdone. Oh, it's not even a finisher anymore. Remember what it used to be? If you got here the Canadian Destroyer, you saw stars for 3 days and you were out like a light. And she's the peach number 2. I actually know and Laura. True story. True story. Because the name is from Willow, right? Well done, JD. See, I got you back, dude. I got you back. What's up, Alan? Alan says, what happened to CM Punk in that match with Moxley? No one seems to know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I said at the top of this show, I think that match went how it should have went. I think there's a story that they're going to tell here, and I'm not quite sure what it is. I don't know what this means for All Out on September 4th. I have no idea. It's going to be interesting to see. Going to be interesting to see. Chad, too bad, says Chris Featherstone, says hi. Oh, where'd I miss him? Darn it. Chris is my man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you kids something. Chris, you know how I inspired people to podcast? Chris kept me motivated for a long time and got me hooked up with writing gigs, for a long time. Who's ready for an origin story? Who's ready for story time with Tom Clark, baby? Oh, that's good. You know what, Ray? This is for you, baby. All right. I thought for a good long time there I was going to do this for a living. This was going to be my shoot full time job. I was going to be a pro wrestling writer slash podcaster. This is how I was going to pay my bills and feed my family. But I'm going to tell you kids something. No matter how many times, no matter how much I love the pro wrestling journalism business on this side of the fence, it doesn't always love me back. So I put up with a lot of nonsense over the years. I worked myself to death. I worked 40 hours a week in the shoot job and did the writing gig. If I had to add up the number of hours, God, I don't know what it ended up being. I mean, I would get on the keyboard at 5 o'clock every evening, and I wouldn't go to bed till 1 or 2 in the morning, be back up at 6 for the shoot job, sleeping 4 hours a night. And I did that for like almost 10 years, and nothing came of it. I shouldn't say nothing. I had fun, but it didn't end the way I wanted it to, right? So it sucks. That's the way it goes. It's a hard field to, it's not a field that's all right. When I started in the pro wrestling writing game, it wasn't very big, right? It's massive now. And that's a problem because you've got a million people with a million terrible opinions and just numbskull ideas, but people read their stuff because they don't know any better because someone pumps themselves up as a expert when the truth is they don't know what they're talking about. And since pro wrestling is subjective, people have a hard time discerning what's good and what's not. That's not to suggest anyone's dumb or that the audience is dumb. It just suggests that everyone's opinions are different. And your wackadoodle opinions may fit to that wackadoodle dude doing that wackadoodle podcast. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, that wackadoodle dude is making all kinds of money from it. That's the problem. It's a problem, kids. It's a problem. Chad says he told us when he was getting done to move over to your show now and give you some love. Oh, he's awesome. Chris is the man. God, I love Chris. Dude, I'd love to hang out with Chris sometime. Dude, I think Chris is in Georgia. Isn't Chris in Georgia? I think. If I ever get up that way, I'm gonna look him up, dude. He's a good guy, man. He really is. Cherie says Wu Tang. Why are you holding her? Put her down. Put her down. Wu Tang Clan and Nas October 2nd coming to Sacktown, Cal. Well, man, I'm all the way on the East Coast. Hey, don't shut the door. Don't shut the door. Open the door. She'll want out. God, boy. The boy, going nuts on me. Man, have I caught up to the comments? Yikes. Keith, what's up? Do you think all the rumored locker room heat from AEW is to generate more publicity for WWE now that Triple H is in charge? Do you think all the rumored locker room heat from AEW is to No, I don't. No, I don't believe any of that. I mean, Hunter's a smart guy. Come here. I might have a co-star here in a minute. Hunter's a smart guy. Hunter's got his hands full. I think Hunter's too busy to worry about anybody else. And honestly, I would hope Tony Khan's too busy to worry about anybody else. A lot of the stuff that we hear, can I be honest with you kids? A lot of the stuff that we hear is absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense conjured up by fans who just want to pit both companies against each other. When the reality is they shouldn't be pitted against each other. If you like both companies, go with God, brother. If you like one and hate the other for some weird reason, go with God, brother. To each his own. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. Don't watch stuff that don't make you happy. I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, if a wrestling product is not making you happy, turn to the next one. That's what I did. And honestly, I didn't watch the G1 as it was happening because, again, I work myself all the time. I work like crazy, right? But I've been having the G1 on another TV in the background as I do my work during the day. And I'm up to like August 6th. I'm so proud of myself. I did that in a week, baby. Woohoo. And man, I've seen some fantastic matches. If someone put a gun to my head today and said, choose now, and that's it, I'd go New Japan. I'd never look back. I'd miss AEW. I'd miss the talent. I would. But I'd get over it. I just enjoy New Japan so much. That's me, though. That's me talking. That's how much I enjoy it. If I had to give up one of the three, one of the two, it would be AEW. That's just me talking. Sugar Shane says, in my opinion, Jim the Anvil Neidhart does not get the credit he deserves. When he was in Memphis, he was an outstanding single wrestler and a great heel. Jim was great, man. A lot of issues with Jim. You know what I mean? They crapped on him pretty much. By they, I mean you know who. But I think didn't Jim have issues on his own by himself? But you're right. And honestly, does the Hart Foundation get enough credit as being such a great tag team that they were? Oh, Ray, I was just talking to Brino about that. Brino was, by the way, complimenting you. He had sent me a message and was he's putting you over, pal. So we're flying. I'm flying in on the 20th of September and flying back out probably that Saturday is my guess. That'll be that Saturday. And the conference that I'm going to be at happens that Wednesday through Friday. So we'll hook it up if you're serious about it, because we're going to be at Pier 36, and from what I'm told, that's in like the middle of Manhattan. So I don't know where you live in New York, because I know New York's a fairly big city. Yes. But dude, if you're serious, let's try to hook something up. And I can't guarantee you I can, but I definitely want to. By the way, Phil's going to be in New York during that time too. He's going to be there for the AEW events. We might try to hook up with Phil too if you're game. I know Phil is. So yeah, let's try to hook something up. Who would be your Japanese wrestler Mount Rushmore? Okada and Tanahashi is 1 and 2. Then you have to go with 2 veterans after that. You know what I mean? 2 legends after that. God, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good one. That's hard. Tanahashi and Okada is definitely on my Mount Rushmore of Japanese wrestlers. Toad says, if you want to go to Cali and see the Clan, I'm buying your plane tickets. Don't say that to me again. I'll go. Are you kidding? Free trip to California, the job may take me to California one of these days. We'll see what happens. All right. We've also got an event in Miami coming up in November, which we may or may, and when I say we, I mean my shoot job. We may or may not be going to it, but that'd be fun too. Sheree says, Ray Dean, sure, you buy a ticket, I can get you in the pit. I'm saying, do you see a match between Hook and John Moxley in the future? Ooh, that'd be interesting. What's going to happen when Hook has to work a match that lasts longer than like 6 minutes? I'm not saying he can't. Relax, okay? I'm just suggesting, when's the time going to happen when he's actually going to start really getting in there and having solid matches? I mean, or is what he's doing working for him, and don't mess with it? Don't mess with the formula. That's a good question. I don't know what they would do with that. I'm getting tongue-tied here today, kids. We're about ready to take it home, kids. We got 4 minutes left. Make them good. Keep them coming. Make them good. Chad Too Bad says, I read today WWE was reaching out to AW guys, and it could get them in it should get them in hot water. You shouldn't tamper. Don't tamper. I mean, there's such a thing as using back channels to get to guys and to try to see if people are interested. Don't tamper. It's ridiculous. The last thing I want to see is talent I don't want to see the AW's locker room getting raided by the dudes with the deepest pockets in the world. I don't want that at all. And, if you want to get technical about it, does the Khan family, are they worth more than the McMahon family? I've always heard that they are. I don't know. I don't have a dollar amount for you, but I've always heard the answer is yes. We don't need a bidding war happening. I guess it could be interesting to see what happens. I just don't want to see AW's locker room get gutted. Want to know why? That doesn't help them at all. Doesn't help them. In fact, it hurts them to the point of almost crippling them, I believe. We don't need that. Listen, kids. I know I got a lot of lifetime WWE fans watching and listening to this show, and I've addressed you folks before. I got nothing but respect for you. I respect all my audience, unless you're in here trying to cause trouble or show yourselves, which is weird. Why would you ever do that? Don't do stuff like that. Peace and love, baby. Okay? So I'll address you by saying this. You should never want the other company to fail. Whether that's Impact, New Japan, AEW, whoever. You shouldn't want the other company to fail. When there's a monopoly in any business, it is not good for the consumer. How many times have you heard the words, I hate Walmart. I hate them. They suck. Aren't they a monopoly? Don't you view them as a monopoly? There's Costco and other companies out there, but let's be real. Monopoly is Walmart's the big dog, right? It's not good for business. It's not good that they're the top dog and no one else comes close. That's not good. It's not good. Makes people unhappy. Competition is good. Competition makes for better product. If you don't believe me, go back to when it was just WWE and how horrible that show, how horrible Raw became. Unwatchable. Unwatchable, kids. Not opinion. That's a fact. All right. Unwatchable. Saying you should never want the other company to fail. Ever. Great Muda on the Japanese. You know what? It's a good one. I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not schooled enough in the classic Japanese pro wrestling to give a legitimately correct answer. I'm being straight with you. Because how much access did I have to Japanese wrestling growing up in the South as a kid? None. I can have access now. I got New Japan World. I can watch anything I want. They've got all their content back to 1973, 74, 72, excuse me. I'll get it. I need to make that I need to do that. Toby, you put Suzuki on your Mount Rushmore. Interesting. Interesting. Alma says, Muda, Great Kabuki, Keno Nagasaki. Is Keno Nagasaki from Japan? Why do I think he's not? Am I wrong? Now I got to look it up. Okay, well, there was, more than one guy ran this gimmick. More than one guy ran this gimmick. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Wow. How did I not know that other guys ran that gimmick beside the original? Isn't that crazy? Laura says, have you watched the Rich and Shameless shows on TNT? There's a Wu-Tang episode. I have not seen. I really want to watch that. And I never did catch it. I'm sure I can get it on demand on Hulu. I'll have to watch it. I really wanted to watch it. Ray says Green Lantern or Batman. Green Lantern. And if Slim J came to your house, you're really going deep in the weeds here, aren't you? If Slim J came to your house and gave you a fruit smoothie and had an extra one, could I have? Sure. We're after the top of the hour, kids. I'm only going to take a couple more, so make them good. Make them count. If it would be considered sports entertainment, make it like sports and do trades, Will says. You mean between companies? That'd be almost impossible. I love where your head's at because it's different, right? But I think it'd be almost impossible because there's agents involved. You know what I mean? You got Lex Luger to thank for that stuff. It's truth. Lex Luger brought the idea of agents into the NWA/WCW back in the day. Which is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Sheree says favorite Marvel character and which is better, Marvel or DC? This is not objective at all. Make mine Marvel. Every day, all day, baby. Every day, all day. Favorite character, favorite Marvel character. Whew. I'd say Daredevil. I love Daredevil. I've said Punisher before. I'll say Daredevil. He's just, yeah. The sense of justice. He's trying to balance what he believes to be right and wrong in his mind, and he's trying to justify. He's got Catholic guilt, which I'm not Catholic, but I love those ideas. I love the Daredevil character. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But I'm gonna say Daredevil. Gavin says wrestling fans should be happy as the amount of product available at the moment is the most. Totally agree, Gavin. Thank you for your point. Gavin from Scotland. You knew that was coming, didn't you? Don't lie, Gavin. Don't lie. I couldn't have said it better. You're 100% right. Jonah, a.k.a. Bronson Reed. Oh, no. Boo. Did anyone catch Jonah in New Japan? Dude. Jonah came into his own. Jonah with bad dude Tito. That's a good combination. Look it up. I mean, good for him. If it's what he wants and he gets a nice payday and they take care of him and give him something good to do, I'm okay with it. I was just hoping to see him more on the indie circuit doing this stuff in New Japan. Because man, he's I all right. So at one time I made comments about Jonah. It was never personal. You guys know I don't roll that way. I was kind of like, I don't know how much I see. I've been totally disproven. So my apologies if he ever heard what I said and offended anyone. I never meant it personal. I just, to be honest, maybe just kind of felt like he wasn't given anything outside of NXT really. And maybe he really wasn't. And I just didn't feel like he was showcased the way he should have been. That's just being straight, man. Jeff says his favorite character is Gambit. I'll take that. Well, you know what happened with Gambit, Jeff, since you bring it up? Gambit had the Deadpool problem. Was that he was overexposed. When Gambit got red hot, he was everywhere. And he got red hot during a time, right? Kind of like Deadpool. Red hot, overexposed, way overexposed. Kind of like Spider-Gwen. That's one of the worst. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of that gimmick at all. I've never been a fan of it. I hate it now. Hate it then, hate it now. Hate it. Overexposed. That'd been a pro wrestling gimmick. That thing would have been dead. Would have died a hard death. All right, Toby, we're going to take it home with you, my friend. Did anyone else see that girl hit the other one with a pillow stuffed with Lego on NXT? I cried because I saw it. NXT is like Bizarro Land, isn't it? What happened to that show? If Triple H wants to start fixing something other than the main rosters, which desperately need his help, don't get me wrong, maybe they start fixing NXT again. See what happens. Kids, that's it for me. I want to thank everybody for tuning in as always. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for being patient with me not being here last week. You guys know how I roll. Sometimes it happens, yes? Do me a favor. Go subscribe to Tom Clark's 6M podcast. Movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. Available on all the major platforms. Subscribe to the main event if you haven't done so. It's not just a video pod, kids. It's an audio pod as well. And again, this episode 282. We have 18 episodes to go. 17 to go till episode 300. Shut up. Almost there, baby. I'm so excited I can't see straight. Hope you've had a great week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please, as always, subscribe. If we're not friends on the Facebook, send me a friend request. I will accept it. My ugly mug with a pair of glasses is my Facebook avatar. There's a million Tom Clarks, but only one of them look just like me with glasses on wearing this shirt. So there you go. Again, I appreciate your business. Thanks for hanging out with me as always. I'm going to get on up out of here. I got things to do, places to go. You guys are the best of all time. I very much appreciate everything. All right, I'm getting out of here. Have a good weekend, guys. See you next time. Tom Clark's main event.